Hello, everybody. It is time for Overcast. This is episode 28 of Overcast. So glad to have you. As you can see, there are three windows. I am Frostee. Right over here, all the way over there, is Chris Matrix. I've shoved him off to the side because this week we have a special guest, and his name is ArmsRace. So how's everybody doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
I don't know. I'm just pushed over here to the side, so I'm just. I'll let you guys have your moment. I'm gonna sit here and just be like, play in the clouds. Woo! What's going on, everybody? Thank you guys so much for tuning into episode 28 of Overcast.
Yes.
Of course, you guys always know where to find us. You can find us on our Twitter at Overcast Show. You can find us on our website, theovercastshow.blogspot.com. Of course, we are under the umbrella of FrozenFoxRadio.com.
Yep.
And you can find us on our Facebook page. Of course, we post there all the time. And you can also, if you are listening to the audio version of this podcast, find us on our iTunes, Podbean, and Stitcher.
Yes.
Hey, that's a new one.
And when they finally get going, we'll be on the Google Play podcast thing, whatever they end up calling it or doing with it.
That's right. Google's trying to get in on this now, aren't they?
We're already pre-set up with them, so whenever that gets going.
Oh, man. Man, I'm still upset that we're not on SoundCloud. So upset.
I want to make sure they're not going to, die off because they have like $44 million of debt. So
they're like the Kanye of podcast websites.
Reference game on point.
Yes, I went there. Pop culture reference. Get used to it.
We are very timely.
Just a little bit. But anyways, guys, today we are going to be talking about, of course, the return of the beta. New patch, of course, was dropped this week. We are going to talk about, as we mentioned on previous episode, on episode 27, today is Sentry Saturday, so we will be talking about Torbjorn, Symetra, and Bastion, all their changes, all the revisions that happened this week. Believe me, I'm excited, and I know our guest is as well.
I think so, too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Frostee's going to do a little breakdown on communication in Pugs, and then we will lastly talk about some pre-order rewards that have recently come out. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's lead off with ArmsRace. ArmsRace, how you doing? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us who you are. Tell us what you do. Let our audience know who you are.
Great.
Who you be.
So I am ArmsRace. I'm a content creator, YouTuber, and streamer. I stream about 4 days a week for like 4 or 5 hours, and I have a small YouTube channel where I do guides, strategy type stuff, and as the esports scene is beginning to grow, I'm trying to do some more like esports discussion, analysis, stuff like that.
Excellent.
So he's basically like me, just a much manlier, facial hairy person. More
beard. I live up in the north, so I need the beard because otherwise my skin falls off.
Lives in the great. Oh, do you live in the Great White North?
-30.
Are you in the Great White North?
I don't think so.
No,
not quite that north.
What qualifies as the Great White North? I'm in Vermont, so.
Oh, you're close.
You're close enough.
I'm close.
All you got to do is walk like 15 minutes north.
Yeah.
I'm as far away as I can get, so I'm all the way in Alabama.
Yeah, me, I'm even further, so I'm in the desert.
Yeah, you're good.
It is what it is. I might as well be in Tijuana.
That's why you don't need a beard at all. I just look like a hobo. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, all your hair is on your face.
I know, because I got nothing up there. So,
I know, right?
So ArmsRace, where can people find you online? Spill your guts about your Twitter, Twitch, anything you want.
So you can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/letthearmsracebegin. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ESL_armsrace. And you can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/_arms_race_. Because somebody has ArmsRace, and I have yet to contact them and ask for their Twitter URL.
There you go.
This ain't a scene, it's a goddamn arms race.
When I started my YouTube channel like 2 years ago, that was the theme song that used to play on the intro and outro of the...
Oh, nice,
yeah.
Nice.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Not in the slightest. Hey, man, I'm a Fall Out Boy fan. I love it. We're good to go.
There you
Nice.
go.
All right, Bryce, so what have you been up to? What have you been playing this last week?
So what I've been playing, I've been trying to get through the beta, which I got some Mercy skins finally, so I was very happy with that. I mean, it seemed like I got every skin that I did not want, every legendary skin that I did not want. I didn't care about other heroes like Torbjorn. I was like, whatever, just toss it to the side.
You actually got a Torbjorn legendary?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I got the biker one, like the
The
top
red one,
biker
blue one, or the black one?
the black one.
Yeah,
That's the one I like.
Nice.
That's slick.
I was
Very
happy,
nice.
I was happy with that. Even though I don't play him that much, that's cool skin, so I'm happy with that. Other than that, just school. I got my applications in to Western schools, so I can move back out west, hopefully. Those are in, so I'm waiting. This is the nervous time.
Going back to the land of the salt.
That's right. Going back to the Rocky Mountain West.
Good old Utah. Utah. Oh, man, yeah, I have to interject here. I have to say this. On recording, Arms, I hate you. I'm jealous. We all know why. For the people who don't know,
All
this
legendary
fool
skins.
got so many legendary skins over the last 2 weeks. Not only that, but he had the gall to post them on YouTube
Oh, yes.
and on his stream. I'm the most salty about Gambler McCree.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I got
think
I
it's
got the
beautiful.
Gambler McCree skin and the unmasked Reinhardt skin in one.
Oh,
loot
what?
box.
It
I
was in
like,
one?
what?
Oh, wow.
Every skin that I use, I've had to buy with currency.
Yeah, that's
It sucks. Every legendary box I've gotten has been currency. And I've gotten 3 so far.
at least you get to choose what you want when you finally save up all that currency.
But
That's
it's only
true.
half the value of what you could have gotten. I
Yeah,
would have been fine
It's
with.
painful.
I would have been fine with like even a crap. Well, I take that back. I did get one legendary skin from a box, and that was Miriachi Reaper.
And that's an
That's a
awesome
good
skin,
one.
so...
That was slick.
Yeah,
Probably one of the most well done skins so far.
yeah.
At least that's how I feel.
nice.
The Gambler McCree skin. Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on my soul. Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
So-
But,
What have you been up to, Chris? We want to know what you've been doing.
well,
I think I know.
well, in the gaming aspect, you know. But
That's
this
true.
week, I actually started my new position with the company I work for, doing dispatching for one of our sites. And I'm loving it. I'm making roughly the same amount of money because it's so much closer to home.
Nice.
So, like, between expenses with travel and all that and food, I am essentially breaking even. And if I make overtime, I'm getting ahead. So it's been really nice. I enjoy dispatching and all that, working with all the people over there. I'm actually doing the stuff I like doing instead of pushing paperwork all day.
Hey, if you're doing what you love, it's a lot funner to do, no matter
If
if you take pay cut or not.
If you do what you love for work, you ain't working.
There you go.
You ain't not making money in it, right?
Game-wise, though,
Game-wise...
you were busy yesterday.
Dude, I can't even tell you how much I streamed yesterday. Oh, I was up at 3:30 a.m. Pacific on Friday morning, and as soon as 4 a.m. hit, I was streaming the Division. I did the morning on PC and then the evening on PS4 because a lot of my friends play on PS4, but PC. Oh my God, it's
It's a beautiful thing.
utter beauty.
it is really awesome.
It's so beautiful. I have to go ASMR on you. it's just, oh my god. No, but yeah, the second iteration, the open beta for the Division's been going out, so I've been playing that the last day. Of course, been playing plenty of Overwatch between then, especially when I heard the new patch come out, which we will discuss here in a little bit.
That's right.
Oh man.
So Arms, between loot boxes, what have you been up to?
Well, I'm going to school right now, getting my master's degree in
Nice.
emergent media. So I do that during the day, and then other than that, I pretty much almost entirely just play Overwatch.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
School, Overwatch, school. Somewhere between there, we get food and sleep.
yeah, sometimes.
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 Yeah, not very much last night.
Hey, it's a great way to cut if you're trying to get ripped. Yeah.
There you go. All right, should we jump into the topics this week?
Why not? Let's see what we got first.
Slide on in there.
What do we got first?
Well, first I want to talk about the PC Gamer N and the Eurogamer interviews. Jeff Kaplan just dropped a few little hints in there.
Okay.
Just a little bit, a couple little things, you know.
So, with his PC Gamers N interview, he does go in to talk about a little bit about the new progression system, what Blizzard's thoughts are about it so far. With Kaplan, he did seem to say that the players have responded really well to the progression system.
Yes.
And I quote, "Their behaviors have been what we hoped for and more, which is really cool." And also with the custom game rule sets, which players could set on their games, a lot of players are like, yeah, I'm trying to get that, but there's no loot boxes for that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ha. That's the one thing that I did not like about custom games. I played a lot of custom games with a small group of people that I'm actually playing the Division with this weekend. And we were like, man, this is so much fun because, and full disclosure, yes, we were playing with Blizzard employees, but they were, and they were like, oh yeah, no, there's no loot boxes in custom games yet, da-da-da-da-da. And I was just like, I don't want to play custom games then.
You're like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, but
Such good practice, though. Like,
it is.
I like setting up a custom game and turning it on to headshot only, and then
Oh,
just
God.
playing Widowmaker for an hour to warm up, but then to not get any loot boxes afterwards.
Yeah.
You're like, ugh, what a waste.
The main thing that we did in our playtest for the custom games is we did random hero selection every time you die.
Nice.
Nice.
That must have been
Oh
fun.
my god! And we played on Lijiang Tower. So one team at one point had 4 bastions,
Oh wow.
and this was pre his rework.
Nice.
That's a nightmare.
That was, oh my god.
Just
We were just like, what do? And then when the second round kicked over, it was like, they still have 4 bastions. Everybody, try to get Reaper.
Oh, right, because they keep them because they didn't die.
Yeah,
That's right.
Exactly.
Keep it. That's hilarious.
Yikes.
No, it was painful.
What about the promise of more legendary skins that will quote blow us away?
More legendary swims.
Swims. I'm gonna call them swims from
Swims.
now on.
I'm super excited for that because there are a couple of my favorite heroes that do not have legendary skins that I was really happy.
Lucio doesn't have
right now.
legendary skin.
Yeah, Lucio.
Diva doesn't have legendary
Diva.
skin.
Mhm.
What the hell, Blizzard? Which, fair
They're
enough.
the most recent.
They
so-
are the most. They are two of
Yeah.
the most recent heroes. But back at BlizzCon last year, I actually got the chance to talk with a lot of the art team, and I've known about it for a while. Sorry, guys, but they are working to have legendary skins for every hero before launch.
Yep.
And they've been in the works since before November of last year. So
You kind of tell with some of the skins that are out already. They're just so good. Like,
oh yeah.
Miriachi Reaper, Gambler McCree, Devil Mercy.
Yep.
you know that those weren't an afterthought after the beta was made.
No, that was
That's too
very,
nice.
very well intended.
Yeah. They're sick.
Yeah. Let's see, what else did he talk about here?
The ranked play,
Yeah.
late March or early April is the soonest we
Yeah.
would see it.
is the soonest we would see it, people.
So
Calm down.
It's not the
Calm.
same as
Calm.
we'll see it then.
Calm.
Yeah.
Remember, we're dealing with Blizzard. Remember the Diablo fiasco.
And in an earlier interview, he said that they'd be perfectly, like, if it was necessary, they'd be perfectly willing to wait until after the game was released to input a ranked system if they needed to.
Yep.
Yeah, which
You
I
did,
don't see a problem with at all.
Yeah,
I'm fine with it.
I'd rather see it done right than done early, you know?
Yeah.
They-
So
he also
it
said
does-
they're not finished adding game modes.
no, they're not.
That
So-
surprised me. I was not expecting that. I'm excited, though.
Yeah, I didn't think that he would say that either. I was like, okay, cool.
And the big thing behind the custom games and why there's so much of it right now is because Blizzard wants to see what the most popular custom game types are and then work game modes around that.
Exactly.
Like, I know something that's really popular right now is locking to only one hero per side. You know, you can't have multiples of one hero on a side. Like, you
Yeah.
can't have 2, 3 Hanzos or Bastions or anything like that. You can only have one,
Yep.
which I love. I would love to see that keep going forward with that. But
There you
they're
go.
also, they're looking into it. Believe me, they're taking all of the data. Believe me, there are literally people
Oh, yeah.
there sitting in their Irvine office, just pulling that data, compiling it, and showing it to the development team.
And the
That's all they do.
last thing from the interview, weighted loot boxes. So if you play a hero more, you're more likely to get something for that hero.
I don't know about that. And it's just my personal thought. I think if you're going to pull something from a loot box, it needs to be out from the pool equally.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I hate that because there's so many damn sprays. Blizzard. But don't get me wrong, I like sprays. But dang, when I get like 4 or 5 loot boxes that are straight nothing but sprays, come on. Come on. Give me at least a voice line. Which, guess what? There's way too many of those too.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is a lot of that's just filler right now until they get
Yeah.
more color variations and some other stuff.
Until
My
they
thought,
get more skins. Because skins honestly take the longest time to develop.
yeah,
My
Because that's the
goal is
most
to
involved
have
process.
purple of every single hero.
there
Dude.
you go.
That's my favorite color.
I have
Close right now.
I have purple Mercy, I have purple Symetra, purple Torbjorn. I think I have purple. No, I don't think Diva has a purple skin. I have carbon fiber Diva though, so
Nice.
So there you go.
I can't wait for them to look at Diva again though. I mean, she's great still, but as she stands right now, she's a little weak. But
Yeah.
She has her place, but she could definitely.
she has her place
She's
on
a little
Lejong
love.
Tower, especially that second round map where you could just hit
Yeah.
shift and knock people off the edge.
Yep. Well, along those lines, do you think that when the game launches, to stretch out the time in the progression system, they might limit the loot crates to like 3 items instead of 4?
No,
No,
there's too much loot as it is.
that's true.
I'm like level 30 something right now, and I haven't even. I've gotten maybe 2 or 3 or 4 of like the 40 unlocks for each hero.
There you
There
go.
is plenty of longevity in what they already have.
There's a lot
So-
to do, a lot
Yeah.
to unlock.
And as
Awesome.
they add to the pool and they open up the shop to make it able for us to buy loot boxes, I mean, that's going to make it a little bit shorter,
Yeah,
but that's also going to make Blizzard more money. Blizzard, shut up and take my money.
I know, right?
The rumors heading around that too are, I'm thinking like everybody that I've talked to has been commenting, oh, I think like $2.50, $3 would be like the appropriate price for a loot box. And I don't disagree with it. I mean, you're getting what, 4 pieces of gear out of it, or 4
For
unlockables out of
somethings,
it.
yeah.
And the Hearthstone packs are $2 for 5 cards.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like, okay, well maybe like 3. I would even go up as high as 5.
I
think-
see 5.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Don't shoot me, internet. Don't shoot me.
Salt's gonna come dumping down on you instead.
PJ Salt in the chat, please.
There we go. Should we jump into the patch notes? I know everybody's excited to talk about that.
Oh yes.
Hmm.
So Bastion got nerfed. The important thing, Bastion got nerfed. So he actually didn't get like nerfed across the board. Basically, what happened with Bastion is his weapon spread while he was in his recon form or when he's walking around was reduced by 25%. So he's a little more accurate in that sense. I think he needed it because he was pretty much useless in his recon form. Consensus. Anybody?
I definitely agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I felt like I was just flailing around, dying whenever
Right.
I was in recon form.
It was just like
Yeah.
that screaming goat sound. You're just running away,
Yep, exactly. and I felt, it feels a lot better now having played him after the changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The downfall to that, though, is in his Sentry form, he does not get the extra bonus armor,
That's
but his damage is back from Beta Phase 1.
Yep. So he'll still eat you alive.
It
The first few
hurts.
games that you get back in there, you're like, I could survive this for a second like I did last week. Nope.
No. Like, I get what Blizzard's trying to do. Blizzard's in a really interesting place with Bastion right now, and they don't really know what's going to work for him, so they're doing all these kinds of crazy changes with him. I
Yeah.
mean, crazy. Like, oh, he doesn't get any armor bonus, but now he'll literally eat a tank alive. Oh,
Yum.
okay. So when Winston goes ape and tries to kill him, oh look, 1,000 damage is just gone.
Yeah, just tear right through him.
Like, what? Like now you need a Reinhardt.
Yep.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. They wanted to make him more run and gun, so like we said, it feels a lot
They
better.
wanted to make him more viable in run and gun.
Yeah, more viable.
But they didn't want to take away from his core gameplay. So thoughts, Arms?
I think it's a really tough spot, you know? It's, and especially because they're struggling to make him both enjoyable to play against and casual and still viable for, like, competitive play. And that's a difficult balance.
Yeah.
There have been a couple of, like, tournaments, because, like, the coordination that happens in tournaments, Bastion just gets wrecked if you choose to play him.
Destroyed.
Yeah. So it's a tough thing to balance out.
I agree. What do you think, Frosty?
Yeah, I like the change a lot because, well, I mean, maybe not the Sentry mode bullets change.
Well, yeah, I mean, you play almost exclusively Mercy, so you get in front of a Bastion, you dead.
That's like, you know, they just touch the mouse and I'm dead for me, so. But I do like that, you know, at least it's a little bit easier to kill him in Sentry mode. You still got to coordinate to kill him, especially now, even more, like you said. But because I play him every once in a while, whenever, you know, the team needs that role. I usually just switch to Bastion. I usually don't go to Torbjorn or anybody else. And it feels a lot better when I'm able to get out and when I'm running around actually do something. So I do like that part of the change. So I think that was effective, like they wanted it to be. Yeah,
with me, I like the changes. I think Blizzard may have gone a little too far as getting rid of his armor bonus completely. Before the changes, whenever I would go in against a Bastion as a Reaper or a Tracer or even a Pharah, you know, I would have issues trying to kill him. Mm-hmm. Even if I got behind him and hit his power core with Reaper with, you know, point blank with, you know, 3-4 shots, he's still not dropping because of all that armor. Yeah. And all that damage reduction. Same thing with Tracer, same thing with Pharah. Now, I literally just walk up, boom, 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 dead. So I think they may have over-nerfed that just a little bit.
I think maybe 100 more armor, you know.
I would say 100 more HP.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe even 200 more HP. Yeah. Not armor. Cause,
just to give him enough time to survive if he's, you know.
Yeah, give him enough time to get out of recon form and move.
Yeah, that's
and
the big
turn on you. I mean, he needs that. He does need that time, which with these nerfs, it's not happening. Mm-hmm. So, I would personally like to see him get a little more HP. Maybe even, dare I say it, shields. So he can be, so he can stay there a little bit longer because shields do regenerate. Not a barrier, guys. Not like the first beta, but shields. That's what I would like to see. But, you know, Blizzard is as Blizzard does. There are people way smarter than me that work there on this project. So, we'll see.
There you go. Well, since we're talking about sentries already, should we just jump to Torbjorn first?
Torby got the nerf bat. Torby got the nerf bat. Torby got the nerf bat.
So, bullet damage decreased. Turret repair amount decreased.
Yep.
Maximum ammo decreased.
You know, maximum ammo was decreased, but his alternate fire cost was also decreased. So he can actually do his alt fire more, even with the decrease.
Yes.
In the maximum amount of ammo that he has, which is nice. Basically a 15% nerf to his turrets across the board, and it doesn't survive as long.
Yeah.
Definitely needed on both sides. I think Blizzard may have been a little reserved with this one. Maybe a little bit.
I think they didn't want to go too far yet.
Well, compared to Bastion, I mean... I don't know, what do you think, Arms? How have you been faring against the new Torbjorn?
Before the changes, I always felt that Torbjorn was the biggest problem and Bastion was not as big of a problem.
Okay,
I felt like,
that's fair.
I felt in my games, I felt that teams that were coordinating and communicating with each other were able to take out Bastions, but not able to take out Torbjorn and his turret.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Now, I think it's a bit more fair. I think that Torbjorn players just kind of have to be more ready to set up an alternate position, maybe not commit as much to their original turret. Mm-hmm. You know, and that kind of fits what his kit is like now. You know, now that, you know, turrets are so easy to place and so easy to build up. Doesn't
Right.
cost any scrap to upgrade. I think that people just need to not be so invested in the original turret, and they'll be okay.
Yeah.
I see that. I know when Torbjorn originally came with these changes, you could basically ignore your turret after you got it to level 2.
Yep.
Right, holy crap. I know, ArmsRace, you saw Culture play it. You've seen him play Torbjorn.
Oh, me and Culture have played so much Torbjorn back before the nerfs.
Yeah, even before the changes, back in the original beta.
Yep.
Well,
You know, what I like is
it's
that
frustrating.
he can't repair through it constantly now.
Yeah,
That-
they
and
literally
that's what they really
have
wanted to change because, like they said, their exact quote in the patch notes was, "They were a little too powerful. We're taking away some of their power as well as removing Torbjorn's ability to out-repair reasonable incoming damage."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's literally, it was like, if the splash damage from a fair rocket wasn't knocking me back from the turret, I could be repairing it enough that it will never die.
Against
At
one of the
fire.
highest damage freaking offensive heroes in the game, the only person that could really out-damage it would be a Hanzo or a Widowmaker.
Yeah.
Which is defensive. A defensive hero, of all things. Oddly enough.
People have been saying that the time that it takes for the turret to target has been reduced, but that's not in the patch notes. Do we know if that's a real thing?
I can't
I don't know.
confirm that because I really haven't played against a Torbjorn yet, or at least a smart
I can
one.
say that it does feel that way.
It does feel that way?
Yeah.
Like the tracking time is like reduced down to like half a second or something
Yeah,
like
because
that?
last week I was dying constantly trying to peak fire.
Yeah.
at the
Yeah,
target.
that's
now,
true.
Because
Now it's not so
Torbjorn would
much.
acquire it literally instantly and put 2-3 rounds in you before you could get back over the corner.
Yeah,
So I think that change in its tracking time, its tracking tick, definitely needed.
yeah.
Definitely.
I think that the biggest change is that the advantage of having a Torbjorn on your team before the nerfs was that the enemy team could not take the point because you had a Torbjorn. Now the advantage is the enemy team has to deal with your turret before they can take the point, which is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Prioritize.
But it's now easier to deal with said turret. Like back when you had a level 2 turret, if Torbjorn was anywhere nearby, 2 people weren't going to kill it.
Yep.
The turret would kill them before they killed it. Unless they had a Reinhardt, but that is what it is. And then the changes to... Well, Symetra actually did not see any changes this patch.
That's true.
Thoughts?
I feel like she's in a really good place. I've been really enjoying playing her.
Do you... Arms, do you remember that game this week we played when I was Symetra on Anubis?
Yes.
And I was literally just throwing turrets everywhere. You get a turret, you get a turret, everybody.
Yeah.
God, Symetra actually feels a little more fun to play now. I still think she needs to see a lot of changes before release.
What kind of directions do you think she needs to head in?
I think her primary fire needs to be changed completely. I mean, if you get close enough, you can literally just hold left click and it won't come off. I think the range needs to be extended, but it needs to require a little more aim. That's my thought on it.
Okay.
The Sentry turrets got a massive buff with this new iteration of the beta, and
They've been tearing me up.
I love it and I hate it. You know, a Symetra player who puts up, 6 turrets in a little health packet room has a special place in hell reserved from me. A special place in
That's
hell.
me. You're talking about me.
Yeah, I'm talking about you. But it's I don't know. I still think she needs to go through quite a few revisions.
It's tough because, if you encounter 6 Symetra turrets, you're really in trouble.
Unless
But
you're
at the
Winston.
same time, if you're Winston or Farah or Junkrat, someone with some area effect damage, you're going to take out those turrets so quickly that it's going to feel really unfair for the Symetra player.
Yeah.
So,
But to be completely fair there, her turret cooldown has reduced a lot.
That's true.
A lot. So,
Yep.
I mean, you can get her turrets set up relatively quickly even after they've been destroyed. And her shield, feels lackluster to me. It still feels lackluster. I mean, 50 shields.
and it's
Yeah.
also there's not much gameplay involved with that ability. It's kind of okay, round starts, shield, 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 shield,
Uh-huh.
and then shield anyone else that I ever see not having one.
Shield
It's like
shield
a-
after they die, yeah.
WoW
Yeah.
Discipline Priest is what it feels like.
I wouldn't give it that much credit.
bubble bot.
And I love discipline priests. I would not give Symetra the satisfaction of saying that she's like a discipline priest. Blizzard, fix her.
You don't want to go to her that. Okay.
No.
Well, let's run through the rest of the patch notes. So let's start with Diva, your Bay.
Bay. Hey, Bay. So basically, her mech is no longer mover aim locked when after it gets called down. So you can pretty much start in any direction. Thank God she needed that. That goes along with the same changes like Hanzo did with his ult, so on and so forth. They finally fixed her ult generation. Thank God. It was so hard to get an ult with Diva. So hard. So basically, her self-destruct charge now generates passively even when Diva is dead or her mech is destroyed. Now it's the same like any other champion. Sorry, hero. And the ultimate cost was reduced by 20%. So you're going to see a lot more of, nerf this! God, that's so satisfying when you kill like 2-3 people with it. And you're just like, nerf this. Boop. Time to raise my APM. Sorry. I love Diva. So whenever I play with like Koala and crew, I get really salty because Koala plays nothing but Diva and Junkrat. Koala. Someday.
We're going to give him on the show so you can face off face-to-face with him on the show about this.
Yep, we're going to. Of course, I got to talk to TGN about that first, but hey, we will make it happen.
There you go. Tiny little tweak to May came in. Just the alternate fire ammo decrease the cost.
Basically in a single magazine, she can use her alternate fire one more time extra, which is nice because right click, oh crap, I got to reload, but now you got 5 shots instead of 4, which I think is nice. It makes it a little less punishing to use her primary or her alternate fire. Mm-hmm. And then because May needs to be looked at. I don't know what's wrong with her because I don't play her, but I know she's way too easy to kill.
Yeah.
I can one-shot her with freaking Widowmaker or Hanzo, and she doesn't really bring too much to the team other than an ice wall.
Yeah, I found the ice walls pretty annoying on the control maps, but if you get a bunch of maze, like I was telling you about that 3 May game where it was like they just coordinated and set up a maze, literally. Mm-hmm. So you just were like, okay, you either run through the death maze or just wait it out and lose.
I mean, and even at that point, the walls can be destroyed, so...
Yeah. But how much time do you want to spend destroying walls while they're killing you? I'll jump into Mercy's change because I play tons of Mercy. My Guardian Angel can no longer target the souls of dead allies. Oh, thank you.
They're reverting it again.
Raising the roof right here. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, but you know it's going away.
I know.
You know it's going away.
They're going to figure out something else. But for now...
Learn how to play better.
Just up the res range by like 10 or 5 even.
Yeah.
I would like to see her res range go from 15 to probably 25 yards.
Yeah.
I agree 40 was way too big.
Oh, that's so generous.
But I think, well, yeah, of course, Mercy player. But I think 25 would be a good place. Yeah. 15 is way too small right now.
Right now, I feel like anytime that I want to get a big res off, I have to suicide.
You do?
Yeah.
Right after.
Yeah. You quite literally have to. I think with an extra 10 to maybe 15 yards, I wouldn't say double it, but I would say, look around that range. I think it would be a little more rewarding and a little better for Mercy as a hero, period. I mean, we still see her in competitive play, but that's just because she's Mercy. She can heal bot somebody through a hell of a lot of damage, especially a tank like a Winston or a Reinhardt.
Except for a Bastion anymore. I could through a Bastion before, but not anymore.
Because he had so much damn armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, we won't talk about Bastion. We will not. We've already gone over the Torbjorn fixes.
Yep.
So,
there was a bunch of general things. One of the ones I found interesting, because we see all those YouTube videos of people with Zenyatta plays doing nothing. Fixed an issue that caused Zenyatta to receive more credit than intended for kill assists when determining play of the game. So, those are gone.
Even I could get play of the game with Zenyatta. All I had to do was press Q when everybody was taking damage.
You could tell that wasn't meant to be happening like that. For sure.
Anytime there was a Zenyatta, they automatically get play of the game. It's basically, especially if there was one on either team, it was like a bet. All right, which Zenyatta's going to get play of the game. Okay, it was the enemies because my Zenyatta's always terrible. So, I'm sorry, I'm a little salty.
So we went to the patch notes. We hit up the sentries for the week. How about we talk a little bit about communication? We communicate on the show. We communicate.
I'm gonna let you take the helm with this one.
This is kind of inspired by something that I saw on your Twitter, Arms, about coordinating.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
That's why I threw that in there. And so when I don't know, do you want to talk about the tweets that you sent out?
Sure,
Maybe give a little background behind that.
Oh,
Yeah,
let me go to my Twitter and I'll hop on that one as well.
I essentially tried to start a little Twitter argument with anyone who was interested, and I essentially started by postulating the claim that if you don't make any changes to Bastion and Torbjorn, you will force the entire community to elevate their level of communication and coordination in order to be able to beat them. And even though everyone will be miserable for a while, maybe it will elevate the general level of play over time. And then I challenged people to argue with me about it because I knew that would make some people really salty. And we got a couple of good responses. I think the one response that I saw that stood out to me was that people were saying that there are people that just don't use their mics and will never use their mics.
Yep.
And that kills me inside a little bit.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
This is what I don't get about this is that the voice system is so good now. It's so good.
It is decent, yeah.
It's seen a lot of improvements in latency over the last beta period. So,
Yeah. When it comes down to this communication thing, like for example, I played a handful of games last night, and everybody in these pugs were talking, and I was like, "This is fantastic." We're talking about where the threats are and what heroes maybe we should switch to, and where there's a Torbjorn turret. This is
when
great.
you do that, guess what? You win games,
You
people.
win games.
Yeah, you
You
do.
win games.
Yep.
So, stop being an introverted pessimist and use your daggone microphone.
But I see it
I
as
would drop this mic if it wasn't so expensive.
yeah. There you go. So I'll send you a cheap one and drop on air.
Yes. Yes.
The thing though is like, you know, when you play with your friends and you're able to communicate and talk, you can win a lot of games because you know what everybody's doing, you know what heroes people are switching to before they even have to switch. Like you can say, hey, we got to do this. I'm going to switch to Tracer or whatever. And if people stay silent, which those are like the worst games because you're like, what are you doing? Why aren't we countering this threat? You know, especially since I play a lot of Mercy, because I usually don't want to switch away from Mercy since I'm the only one healing. So I'm like, somebody, please.
Don't let him fool you. That's the only hero he's halfway decent with.
Hi.
Like that's probably pretty true right now.
Yeah, but I'm kind of the same way. Like I'll always choose to like play the tank or play the support if nobody else is playing them. But then like I also want people to make certain hero choices to, you know, match up with the comp we're playing against, and if nobody's talking, then that's never going to happen.
Exactly. Or you get the holdouts in the menu, like when you're starting the next round. You get the holdouts that like 4 people want to be Diva or something, and they'll just sit there.
One just waits.
And since nobody's talking, they'll just wait and wait until the game starts, and then they'll start as 4 divas.
Oh, shut up and let me interject here.
Okay, go.
Oh my god, this grinds my freaking gears. Okay, guys. Let's dial it back a little bit. When you're playing solo, don't play only offense. I hate you guys. You guys are some kind of stupid to not play a tank or a healer at least once every 4, 5, 6 games, all right? No, you Mr. Oh, I only play Pharah and Reaper guy. You need to go sit in a corner,
An intervention.
put the cap on your head, and think about your life because you're forcing me, a person who always plays tanks and supports, who wants to try different roles, who wants to try playing offense maybe, who wants to try sniping. You're pigeonholing me.
Yep.
And I don't like it.
Yeah.
And guess what? When your support ain't happy, you gonna die. When your tank ain't happy, guess what? You gonna die.
There you go.
The way I always phrase it to people is I'm like, which do you enjoy more? do you enjoy winning or do you enjoy playing who you want and getting your face smashed in? You know,
9 times out of 10,
Like,
people
people will always
will
choose to get their face smashed in.
No, people will always satirically respond with, "I just like playing my hero. F you." and we know that's not the answer, but they're just trying to piss you off.
Sometimes though you get good responses. Like a lot of times, like in Hero Select, I'll just be like, in the microphone, I'll say, "Can we get a tank?"
Yeah.
And sometimes people will be like, "All right, sure, I'll play Reinhardt." And then you're like, "Hey, look, we might actually win this game."
Yeah,
Exactly.
like maybe 30 to 40% of the time. I know,
Yep.
because when I'm playing games with you, and we are both like, okay, we want to do something different. Like, you're sick of playing Reinhardt, I'm sick of playing Lucio.
Yeah.
And we just, like, I'll pick Reaper, or you'll pick Widowmaker, and then we'll be like, does somebody want a tank, please?
There's a Widowmaker standing right next to me. I'm like, this isn't gonna work.
Like, this doesn't work. Or you got a Hanzo sitting right next to you, and you're just like, hey guy. But then you get those guys who just absolutely refuse to change, and that completely grinds your gears and ruins the experience, not just for you, but for your entire team.
So let's go back to this then. In Heroes of the Storm, you pick your hero, and then the team assembles. Would you rather the system go to that, so you don't
Nope.
even have to deal with that? Okay.
Nope.
Just curious. Just wanted to throw it out there.
Quick match in Heroes of the Storm is still broken and just as infuriating.
But at least you don't have to see the holdouts. That's what I like.
No.
I don't have to see somebody sitting there being like, "Nope, you already selected Mercy 5 minutes ago, and I'm going to be Mercy now." I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Do that too, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Just
Yeah.
communicate. That's the only thing I want to say. Just
If-
use
yeah,
that voice
if-
chat, please.
If players have no coordination or communication, it is almost impossible to win a freaking game.
Yep.
That is what I feel is going to be Overwatch's downfall.
And if you are the kind of player who wants people to be communicating, there are ways that you can do that won't like frustrate people. If you just say like, "Hi team, who's here? Who's talking?" right at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
You know,
That's what I do.
because I've gotten into games with people who like people will get on the microphone and be like, "Will somebody please communicate with me?" and then even
you're
I
like,
don't
"Well,
wanna
you
communicate
haven't."
with them.
It was like, well, you haven't been talking for the last 8 minutes.
Yeah.
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 Sometimes it just takes, like, when you get in the game, like you said, it takes getting in there and you just break the ice by
Yep.
saying who's on voice chat. Because sometimes there's people sitting on voice chat that I've said that, and then like 3 people respond, and then everything's happy after that.
Yeah. Then you got a team going. It's great.
Come on, get happy. Yeah.
All right,
But
let's.
I do have to say, the most important patch note of all, when they nerfed Jeff Kaplan's beard, may it forever rest in peace.
Rest in pepperonis.
I've heard
like-
it's regen though. It has regen.
It does, but it's hard being a beard, okay? You know, you don't need Blizzard nerfs for being a beard.
It's a long cooldown timer.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Jeff Kaplan needs to file a bug report for his reset of that progression.
There you go. Awesome. Well, let's finish out with the GameStop pre-order news. About that, getting the baby Winston statue with your GameStop pre-order.
Yeah.
You guys can talk about that because I'm not all sentimental into that crap. So
I want it so bad. Give it to me.
I'm all about the loot, so
Please.
I already pre-ordered through GameStop anyway,
Yeah,
so I'm happy.
I pre-ordered the collector's edition on Amazon like months ago, and
Time
now
to
I'm
cancel.
like, wait, I need Winston. I need it.
You're like, no.
So I don't know.
Well,
what
the great
to
thing
do.
about Amazon is though you can cancel it and you will never be charged,
Yeah,
and you can go pre-order at your local GameStop now. So
I think probably what I will end up doing instead is my roommate is going to be getting Overwatch for the PS4, so I'm gonna have him pre-order it
Nice.
and take his Winston statue.
Nice.
I
Do
hope
it.
you give him the
Do
money
it.
for it.
The money for the Winston statue?
Yeah.
What money?
Oh God.
If he doesn't want it, you don't want it, right? Oh, yeah. You'll
He
be
doesn't
like,
know about this yet, but he's going to see this on YouTube and go like, "Hey, what the hell, bro?"
What do you mean?
he's gonna see this like a couple months after it comes out. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like,
Exactly.
wait, what?
Like, hey man, that wasn't cool. I called it out like months ago.
Yeah.
Still not cool.
Well, did we get anything for our hashtag Ask Overcast, our segment?
We are clear for the week.
Clear for the week. I didn't see anything either. So if you have any
Yeah.
questions, make sure you tag us. You can tag us directly. You can use just the hashtag Ask Overcast. You can ask on our Facebook, just Twitter, either one of us. You can see us here. So whatever questions you have about the game, we'll answer them right here on the show. That about does it for the 28th episode of Overcast, though. Remember to follow us on Twitter at Overcast Show. Go to theovercastshow.blogspot.com for our patch notes. I'm not going to call them patch notes, or blog notes for the show. So you can go check that out. You can also access the audio and video versions of the show there. Thank you for listening to the audio version if you're on iTunes, Stitcher, or Podbean as well.
Yes, and thank you, ArmsRace, for coming onto the show today, man.
Absolutely.
It was a blast having you.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Hell yeah, we're gonna have to have you back soon.
Definitely.
As we get closer to launch.
Yes, definitely, for sure.
For sure.
Well, yeah, thank you for being here, and thank you all for being here, all you fans and listeners. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I will close out by saying, I'm Frostee.
I am Chris. Our guest has been ArmsRace. And stay awesome, Gotham.